Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to the Den Creative Live. I had to refresh this quite a few times. The chat wasn't showing up, and all sorts of things. All right, we're on. Mercury retrograde is rearing its head already. It just went retrograde today, although for many of us, it's been feeling like it's been retrograde for about a week. So I hope you're all doing well. Actually, turn this fan down just a bit. Okay. Hello, Cheyenne. Hello, Michelle. And so far, we have on our donation list, we have Brandy Lynn, who is going to have me timestamp it. She's not going to be here. Um, anyone wanting to get their question answered today can donate, and you will jump to the very top of the list after our full moon collective reading. Hello, IT guy. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Nellie's here as well. All right, I usually give a few minutes before we just jump right in. How's it going? How is everybody? Hope you are having a fabulous Friday so far. Tomorrow is the full moon, and I figured since this live stream is close enough to the actual full moon for once, we're gonna talk about it. Do a little reading and prepare all of us for these nice transformational full moon energies. Is it hot where you are? We are in a heat wave here in LA. Well, it's decently cold in my house. Like my hands are freezing right now, and wearing a hoodie. But let's just see what the high is today in Montana. Let's see. Well, it is 11:02 and it's only 57 degrees here right now, which is very cold comparative to days previous and last week. It looks like our heat wave is about over for the summer. And here's our next 10-day lineup of temps. So anywhere from the low 70s to the 90 on Sunday, it looks like. So yay, no heat wave for us. Once it tops out at about 100, which we had probably 12 if I'm remembering and counting correctly for the summer, about 12 days of the summer we hit 100 degrees or maybe slightly above. And last week we had 3 days where it was 99 degrees. So yeah, like Cheyenne says, autumn and fall is creeping in. I'm already seeing a hint of slightly oranginess or yellowness on some of those leaves out there. And I love autumn, I love fall, and I love winter, and I love spring, and I love summer. I love just a little bit of all of it. And there's things about each season I'm not so great with, but I like the change of seasons. So I try to embrace even the things I don't so much like about every season because I know it doesn't last forever. Unless it's wintertime in Montana. That lasts forever. At least it feels that way to me. Yes, hello, Marlene. She's going to be watching in the background. Yeah, very nice temperature. I am a mid 60s to high 70s. Like that is my sweet spot as far as Fahrenheit goes, not Celsius. Like mid 60s to high 70s, maybe even low 80s. I'm cool with that. But if I have to be outside for extended times, I like layers. If it's a little cooler out or if it's just hot, I don't do well in the heat, like hot. So I'll be hanging out in the shade like a little vampire so I don't burn. So let's talk about the full moon. I think we've given everyone enough time to get their notification, hopefully, and get in here. Although some people seem to really get their notification about 5 minutes after it starts. But we are going to be talking about this full moon, and we're going to do a collective reading. Everyone watching now and on the replay, even if it's 5 years from now, I don't know why anyone would want to watch it, but if they did, their energy is still included in this reading. Let's get into it. So this full moon is actually happening in Pisces for Western astrology and Aquarius for Vedic astrology. I did look it up and it is for sure Aquarius, and it is in the nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada. And for me personally, my Venus is right there in this full moon. And my Venus is already like on the very cusp of my 5th and 6th house, but it resides in the 6th house. Just for me personally, I had this big epiphany and then I backpedaled on it. And because Neptune is currently transiting at this very spot, let me just look at the exact degrees of Neptune. At least for Vedic astrology, it is at less than 1 degree, so 0.02 degrees of Pisces right now in Vedic astrology. It's farther down in Pisces for Western astrology, but my Venus is at less than 1 degree of Pisces, so Purva Bhadrapada. And I had this big thing like, oh no, I need to separate book one and make it 2 books. And like, I could do that, but I don't want to bore people, for one. And for two, if I were to just take book one of my like half of my first book, the theme of that would be something that I am not comfortable making a whole book about at all. And I don't want that to be like setting the tone for my series. So I've made the executive decision, at least for now, that I'm going to be keeping book one intact as book one and just address those issues of having so many subplots and making certain characters a little bit unlikable because I'm not really showing the connection between certain people. And just working on that instead of expanding the book and including so much more. So yeah, I'm that Neptune over my Venus and then this full moon coming in is really playing with my mind because Neptune really does represent, it can represent spirituality, but it can also represent illusion or just not being able to see clearly. And so I'm experiencing a little bit of that. So you might be too, because the moon is wrapped up right around the mark. It's slightly beyond where the full moon is, but it's still close enough that it's got some sort of influence going on. So we're going to keep that in mind. And of course, the sun is always directly opposite of the full moon. So we always have that opposition of the sun in Virgo for Western astrology. Or actually, it's in Leo still for Western astrology, and it's in Virgo for Vedic astrology is Leo. Western astrology is Virgo. There you go. You got it. I got it, finally. Okay, so let's just see what we can expect. Doesn't matter what astrology you follow, it's going to resonate. Hello, Getaleka. I will add you to the list, my dear, and we're actually going to start with you because the other donation I have, she is having me timestamp it. So we will just get right in for you. But let's just see collective reading. Finally, I'm getting to the point. What do we need to know? Oh, you saw the moon, and I swear it was the same as the globe behind you. Oh, wow. Yeah, all the smoke from this side is blowing that way where you're at. Our moon, when it came up last night, it was like deep orange. It was very orange. And that happens all the time during fire season. So it wasn't like a weird thing to see. But yeah, if you're not used to seeing the moon like bright orange or almost red, it can look kind of creepy. I like it though. I think it's cool. And the sunsets, like the sun is like a magenta ball. Like it's this color of like raspberry magenta, but like neon. Like it glows. It's so beautiful. And you can actually look at it and it won't hurt your eyes. But, you know, if you're not expecting that, it's kind of creepy. Okay. Now I'm going to get into the reading. I know I keep saying I'm gonna, but I'm gonna. So here we go. What do we need to know? All this watching now or on the replay at any point in history or the future. What do we need to know about this full moon? Well, we have the Knight of Pentacles, so there's some slow and steady energy coming in to support us. And remember, this full moon is also happening during a major retrograde thing. We've got, I think at this point, it's 6 planets are retrograde. Now that Mercury is retrograde. I'm not sure if Uranus is quite retrograde starting today or not. Let me look. Yes, it is. It is. So we've got Uranus, we've got Mercury, we've got Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn, and Pluto, all retrograde. So that's 6, right? Mars is, I thought Mars was retrograde too. Well, if it's not, it will be very soon, and we will be in the same sign with Mars for like 6 months in Vedic astrology, but it's going from Gemini to Taurus in Western astrology, I think. Or maybe it's just staying in Gemini. But anyway, back. Yeah, lots of retrogrades. So we might be feeling all over the place, or maybe one minute we're great, the next minute we're not great, or things are really good for some of us, things are really not great for others of us, or, anything in between. But then we have the Hierophant, and this is a very calm, cool, and collected looking Hierophant teaching her students the way of the calm. So this is about us keeping a calm head and, just having a little bit of patience through this full moon, and especially anything you're wanting to manifest that you were thinking, well, during the last new moon, I was trying to manifest this one thing and it still hasn't come to fruition. It's about having a little bit more patience. Let's see what else we have here. Wow, Page of Wands. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So there is a lot of inspiration coming in. But with that Neptune really wrapped up in this full moon, I would say any ideas you have, of course, write them down. If it's something you feel compelled to take action on right that second, like, oh, I want to go to this new restaurant, like something like that, do it. Just do it. Have fun with it. But if it's something as drastic, like say my example of, oh, do I split my book into 2 books again? I would say maybe hold off on that just until you I don't know, have a better sense of what's going on, because especially over these next, I would say 4 or 5 days, there might be just a little bit of confusion or just not straight up clarity going on and making major decisions. If you can hold off, I would say do that if you can. If it's not a major decision, do what you do. But yeah, let's just see what else we need to know. Wow, we have Judgment. So there is a lot of awakening. So that Neptune that's really tied up with this full moon, I really do see that clarity will be coming, awakening, epiphanies, aha moments, and knowing exactly what's right for us without having to second guess things like I just recently did. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get a couple oracle cards. What do we need to know about this full moon? All of us watching now and on the replay, please, Spirit. Ooh, we have ghosts. So don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. This is just past energy. That's what I'm reading this as. Specifically with this Judgment, it's like the dead rising and living again. So there might be some ghosts of your past, some, burdens and skeletons in the closet and things that are just coming up for you to examine and release. But it's all about remaining calm, cool, and collected. There's no need to have a whole bunch of craziness going on as far as, any fear or being scared or anything like that. But let's get a clarifier on this ghost. I'm really just seeing this as kind of facing some issues and stuff from the past. And also I'm seeing the ghost energy as just feeling maybe like something is missing. Like, this all feels good, but like not 100% good. Like there's something missing here. Maybe I'm missing a detail, something like this. But let's just see what else they have to say to clarify this ghosts card for all of us. Yeah, balance. And this has kind of been a theme, and it's very hard. Oh, can it be your mom's ghost? Yes. If you want it to be your mom's ghost, absolutely it can be. But balance. Whoa, as I throw it, off balance. Balance has been quite the theme lately in a lot of the pick a card readings I've been doing, and I think some of the other collective readings I've done over here. Yeah, it's all about finding that nice balance between work and play, work and, responsibility, fun, self-care, caring for others. Really, all areas of life are just calling for us to find that balance. And of course, the full moon is a time of trying to get that balance because, again, the moon and sun are opposite. So they are balancing out the chart or, the astrology. But of course, that only lasts for a little less than a day, really, where they're exactly balanced. Because that moon, it goes all the way around very quickly. Let's just see anything else we need to know. Full moon energies. Ooh. We had a couple fall right into my lap. Well, there's 4 of them, so we're just going to read all of them. Sorry about that. Let me turn that off. There we go. Okay, we've got Hunger with the Wolf Moon and the number 29, and maybe some of these numbers might be relevant as well. We also have Resilience with the Waning Gibbous, number 21. We've got Extremes with the Hot Moon with the number 34. And we've got Will with the number 13. So Will really does lend well with this, where is it? Knight of Pentacles energy. This is, having a plan and taking action on it. Mixed with the Page of Wands, this really does lend to this Will card. Very interesting combination we have here with the hunger and extremes. Very sexy energies. So some of you may be having some sexy time, I don't know, or just feeling very passionate about what you're involved in. Doesn't have to be sexual, obviously. Um, but there might even be some hunger, like you're just craving things that, or eating a little bit more, which is always okay if we're not doing it all the time, right? Um, and we also have a nice glass of water. Like there's sweaty person here, a nice glass of water. So I'm really being reminded for you guys to hydrate. And you can give into some cravings, but probably not every craving all the time. But then with this resilience, it's like, everything you're going through and, finding that balance, this passion coming in, this new awakened energy coming in. It's all, that's that ghost energy that we were talking about with this resilience. It's like, yes, there's this heavy, heavy burden on their back here, but there is this, way forward. It's like this person is still carrying this burden, but continuing on. But sometimes when we can face those skeletons in the closet and really release or offload some of that burden, it's not as heavy and things just flow a lot better. So I think there really is this ask for many of us to examine at least one thing that we feel may be weighing us down or holding us back in some way, and just seeing if we can alleviate it or heal it, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, I'm gonna get one more. We're gonna get one of these little star seed cards. Just any words of advice or wisdom for this full moon for all of us watching now or on the replay. Whew, landed right up. And we have meditation. So it says, take a moment to connect to source through quiet, reflective meditation. And even looking here on YouTube or anywhere online for full moon meditation, and even specific to the Pisces or Aquarius, whichever one you're resonating most with, full moon meditation, they're all over YouTube. So you can find one of those if you feel so inclined, or just take some time to meditate on where you've been, where you're at, where you want to go, and just see how things really line up for yourself. All right, so that is our collective reading. So get to Leka Ray. We're going to start with you, my dear. Go ahead and post your question. We'll get right into it. And after that, we have Brandy Lynn that I'm going to do a timestamp for. So anyone else wanting to donate and get in on some of the action today, you will be right after Get to Leka and right before Brandy. Okay, let me get these put away. All right. Oh, you did one yesterday on your own to release whatever was coming up. That's awesome. And you don't even have to put like an action or a label to, whatever you want to be able to release. You can even just ask your higher self to find something that is weighing you down or holding you back, even if you don't have a name for it or a label for it. And your higher self will bring that up so you can release it. So you don't even have to know what burdens am I carrying if you don't want to really dive in and fine-tooth comb what you're releasing or what's going on with that. You can just ask, again, your higher self to find something that's weighing you down or burdening you that you want to release, and your higher self will do the heavy lifting on that one. Absolutely. Because sometimes, like, when I'm feeling off, but I don't know why I'm feeling off. And a lot of times there's things that want to come up and be released, but I don't have like a name for them. So I'll just say, higher self, let's just bring this up and deal with it, release it, and let's move on. And that works like a charm, at least for me. Okay. I just released whatever it was, and I asked help with that to spirit, higher self, and angels. Yes, absolutely. By the way, my name is Joseph, so I'm not always just IT guy. Awesome, Joseph. Thanks for letting me know your name. Yeah, I try to remember if you do have a username on here, like Earthy Dave, I always call her Anna because I know her first name and it feels good to be able to call her. So I will now know your name is Joseph. Hopefully I don't forget. I probably won't. So yay. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So get to Leka Ray. Waiting on your question. I'm going to go ahead and Ray. There we go. Update my list here. Yeah, there's only 2 people on the list, one of which is not here. I'm time stamping. So if you're looking for a reading today, you can always send the donation. And once again, all your lovely donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. And she's still living in that camper. Fingers crossed, we're getting her out of there sooner than later. And in the meantime, I'm just saving it and saving it and saving it. So every live stream, we're a little bit closer to getting her out of that camper and into something more substantial. So thank you for allowing me to be able to every day bring her one step closer to that. So thank you so much. All right. Okay. Let's see if Get to Luck is here. I know she was like just not that long ago. She made a donation. She might be lagging behind just a minute or two, quite possibly. I'm not sure. I don't want to start Brandy Lynn's reading and then Get to Luck show up like that second. You know what I mean? We'll give it a minute. Maybe we'll pull a lesson card for this full moon. How about that? Okay, so for this full moon, what lesson the Spirit have for us? I think they gave us, some ideas and a little bit of homework, but let's just see anything else that needs to come up while we're waiting. We have here, let go of resentment, and that resilient card. That person was carrying quite a heavy burden, and in this here, she's got her hands full of something that she's blowing them away. She's releasing. So this really does go hand in hand, no pun intended, with what we were just talking about, finding something to release. He'll deal with it, release it. Yes, yes. Okay. So today's lesson, acknowledge one resentful feeling you need to release, and keep in mind that all types of resentment are poison and harm to the healing process. Your goal, to become mindful of your reasons for staying angry and to begin letting go of negative feelings by the end of the day. So yeah, it is a different way of showing letting go. I love that. And these, to me, it's like they're pieces of a heart, and then some of them are full hearts. So it's like a half a heart and then a full heart. I don't know, very interesting little symbolism there. Well, it's been a minute. Maybe I will just timestamp Brandy's reading and get into it, and then once we have Get to Luck Ray's question, we can just go right into hers. It's a message for me for sure. I felt that one too. I think it must be just a collective thing right now about just releasing, especially the things that make us feel held back or angry that we aren't where we want to be. Been there. So yes, that is about us, just facing one small thing. It doesn't even have to be anything major. And that's how healing happens, is just one baby step at a time. So that's, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. Okay, so Brandy Lynn, and we're at 22:40, 22 minutes, 40 seconds for Brandy Lynn. So I'm going to read her question over on PayPal, or my email, PayPal. And then once Get to Luck comes back, we will dive into her question as well. Okay. There's Brandy's. Okay. So, hey, I can't make the live today. Timestamp. But I was wondering if Spirit had any advice for me going into retrograde season from here to January when the planets go direct again. Yes, let's tune in for Brandy Lynn. Anything she needs to know this retrograde season, basically, between now and January. Just what does she need to be aware of? What good things? What obstacles? What words of advice, wisdom? Just whatever Spirit has for Brandy Lynn, please. Ooh, we have the King of Pentacles, and we also have the Eight of Cups. So you may be walking away from something that is just not it for you anymore. And this to me feels like very interesting. So this is like two things. There's two things they're showing me. So one thing you're walking away from and you're not going to return to it. But another thing, it's like you're leaving to go find that ninth cup of happiness and wish fulfillment. So there's something else. This to me does feel creative, or something you would spend your time doing or figuring out in some way. And the time spent is you leaving something because you're going in search of a missing piece for something. This could, again, be like a creative project or something like this, to where you're not quite sure what direction to take it, or something like this, to where you're maybe even asking Spirit, hey, I'm going to leave this on the back burner for a hot minute. Can you just, if you got time, just download some amazing ideas for me to kind of fill in this gap or this missing piece of something here. But again, the other thing, it's just something, to me, it feels like a relationship, someone in your life that, and they don't even feel like they've been in your life or like a significant part of your life for a long time. Or maybe they once were, but they're already kind of not at this point. of you're watching this, but you're just kind of going your own ways. You're not really texting this person anymore or emailing them or calling them or hanging out with them, whatever it is, if this is an online friend or someone you know in real life. um, and to me, it doesn't feel like a big breakup. It's just kind of we just don't resonate so much, so we're just kind of doing our own thing, which happens. Some people are only in our lives for just but a passing moment or a passing, time frame, and then it's on to the next. But with this King of Pentacles, this this cake or this card always reminds me of getting your cake and eating it too, because there's a piece missing, and he's holding it up. He's got wine. He looks very luxurious and very happy, very content, very Taurus energy. We've got the bull back there as well. Um, and this to me feels like being able to splurge on something, or maybe even go on some sort of trip. This is something that feels very luxurious, maybe something out of the norm that you would not normally spend money on or do or experience. But it's not to me like you're spending a lot of money to do this. And at the same time, between now and then, your income, your family's income, your household's income is increasing. And not just a tiny smidgen. Like it feels like a decent increase to me, that there's more money coming in. So that's always good to know, right? Let's just see what else. And this came out in our collective reading, which, if you missed that, for our full moon collective, we did talk a lot about the retrogrades going on in that as well. But this was in the collective. I was talking about all just about being calm, cool, and collected. So you are either teaching someone or you are learning from someone else. This feels like a mentor type of person in, maybe spirituality, writing, something like this. You're learning from them, and it's not like a frenzied, gotta keep going. My hand is falling or cramping up because I'm writing so many notes. To me, this feels something you're engaged in, excited about. Maybe that thing you're splurging on is some sort of online course that's really going to take you in a direction that feels more emotionally fulfilling. I don't know. This, if you haven't taken maybe the HB90 or the Publish and Thrive, it has that very, very same kind of energy to me. For you, Brandy Lynn, this feels good. This is you taking care of yourself and doing what's really emotionally fulfilling to you, to fill your cup up, or to go on that quest for that missing piece that is going to change everything. And allow you to have your cake and eat it too. This feels very like like a personal transformation you're taking over this retrograde season. Let's just see what else for Brandy Lynn. What does she need to know? Got two. Three. We got three. Ooh. And very interesting. Okay, wow. This blows my mind. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups, but we also have the Six of Swords, which these are both healing cards. This one's more of a healing card than this one. This one's just kind of making that choice or decision that, this isn't it for me anymore. I'm moving on. And then this one is, I'm moving on and I'm choosing to heal. I'm choosing myself over this, bad relationship, this bad communication, this whatever it is. And this also is an online card. This is my internet card. So this might be a direction you're going online or something you're learning online that is healing you, helping you. Again, with this combination, maybe some sort of, I just heard the word internship, but I meant to say mentorship. So to me, it's like you're learning something that is very valuable that you can utilize for years to come in your life. And then we also have the Queen of Wands paired up with the King of Wands. So this is like power couple energy, being able to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, bringing in more money. So, you and your husband bringing more money in or working together as a team towards something. Maybe you're even doing some projects around the home during this retrograde season, redecorating, repurposing. I don't know, I see something with floors. We've got a broom here, but I see like maybe switching out floors or doing something different to flooring. I don't know exactly what that message is there, but something about floors. Very interesting. And then we have the Devil card to top us off here in this part of the reading here. And I'm really seeing this as, that kind of too good to be true energy. And you seem to me, just kind of what Spirit's showing me now, Brandy Lynn, as someone who you don't, even if there's something you want, you don't just go buy it right away. You wait on it, or, save for it, or that if it's meant for you, there will come a time that you can take that leap of faith or go after whatever it is. But there might be something that is right for you, but because of the cost of it, or Finances really stand out most in this. I'm really tuned right into that dollar sign. So there might be something you are kind of holding back actually spending money on because you're like, what if it's a scam, or what if it doesn't work out, or what if we buy the wrong flooring if you're shopping for flooring or whatever it is. But this is letting you know that your intuition is actually really on point with whatever it is you've got going on, and to trust yourself over naysayers or people outside of knowing what exactly is going on. But this also is a card of temptation. I don't see this so much as financial temptation in your case. I see this more like a devil energy of, not feeling good enough, imposter syndrome, or, just beating yourself up for not having all the answers right now, or whatever it is. Especially with this combination. This is about you, maybe even beating yourself up for wanting to walk away from this connection or this thing, whatever it is. We were really talking or honing in about a relationship earlier, but it also could just be something that you've spent a lot of your time and effort on, because there's an emotional investment. And a lot of times that does indicate a relationship. But it also could be a project that you're beating yourself up. Well, I put all that time, effort into it, and now I'm walking away. Like, that doesn't make sense. But trust your intuition. That's basically the crux of what's going on here, is trusting yourself. Let's just see what else we have coming in for Brandy Lynn this retrograde season. And we have night. So I think you're going to be doing your best thinking, your most intuitive processing at nighttime. I really do see that. And we have master number 33 here as well. So you might be seeing a lot of the number 33 when it's time to make these proper decisions for yourself. All right. Or to confirm that you're on the right path as well. So hope that resonated for you, Brandy Lynn. Thanks again for your lovely, lovely donation. And yeah, can't wait to see you again. Hope it resonated for you. All right. So Get to Lekka, has she ever showed back up? I'm not sure what's going on. And I don't have any other donations that I could. Oh, she says here, general messages and energy check on full moon. Okay, good. Yay, we have her question. So at the very least, I can timestamp it. So I'm going to do that since I don't see her here. So Get to Lekka. And that's going to be it as far as what I have donations for. So if anyone else was hoping to get a reading today, get your donation in here in the next, 10 minutes or so, and we'll take care of that for you. Otherwise, we might be signing off a little early. So let me see. Okay, so Get to Lekka at 32:40. Get to Lekka, 32 minutes, 40 seconds. Okay, so she wants a general message and energy check on the full moon for Get to Lekka. And of course, I already did a collective reading for the full moon, but let's really fine tune into the reading for Get to Lekka. Personally, general message and energy check on full moon for Get to Lekka. Tuning into Get to Lekka's energy, please, Spirit. And we have here the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. So again, this is about finding that work-life balance, that peace and work balance, and coming maybe a little close to feeling out of balance at times. We also have the Seven of Swords here, which can be a card of deception, feeling cheated, feeling slighted, not having, or someone maybe telling you one thing, but they actually are hiding something from you. This again feels work related. It doesn't feel like anything going on in your personal life. So something with work, maybe someone's not giving you the full scope of how big a project is, or how much time is going to be needed for something, or something like this. But let's tune in further to this Seven of Swords and just see what's coming in. Okay, wow. Yeah. So really this is, again, just asking you to take some more time to relax, recuperate, rejuvenate. And, this full moon is happening smack dab in this big, big retrograde cycle. So this is just about taking care of yourself, re-examining, recuperating, resting, all the re-words. I know rest isn't like a redo, but like there is this need for more rest in your life. Let's see, as far as words of advice or wisdom about this full moon and just kind of going into the next few weeks or so, please, Spirit. Ooh, I don't like this. Pairing this back up with that Seven of Swords about deception, cheating, lying, we have the trickery card. So there might be something going down at work where, again, you're not given the full amount of information or the full scope of information, and you're just kind of left, maybe quite possibly holding the bag, or maybe even someone throwing you under the bus. As far and I don't know if you've ever heard that expression here in the US. It's basically someone, putting blame on you, or kind of putting you in the spotlight of the one that messed up, rather than the person who actually did the messing up, which is not you in this case. But I really do see that the truth will be revealed. So if anyone is trying to lie about anything you've done, or, as far as like putting more work on your plate, whatever it is, let's just see what Getuleka needs to know. Because I really have a feeling you're going to come out of this on top, not beaten up or anything like that. Yes, look at this, because you're detonating your own tower. She looks very happy about what she just did, because she's the one that did this. So there might be this need, or this time that you need to speak up and stand up for yourself, because no one else is going to do it. If anything, other people are going to be like, well, I think Getuleka maybe said something about that, or I think that was her job and she didn't do. People lie all the time at work. So this is about you standing true and firm in what you know to be right and true. And let's just see any words of wisdom or advice, and any outcome energies for anyone trying to lie to Getuleka or cheat her in some way. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, you're coming out on top. And look at this. King of Pentacles always comes out on top. So you will be compensated either monetarily, financially, or energetically speaking, Getuleka. So if someone tries to throw you under the bus, or trick you, or trick others about something with you, or lie or cheat or steal, you're still coming out on top, because karma is at play here. And anyone looking to cause any issues, it's going to come back and bite them way quick, really quick. Let's just see if we can get a word of wisdom or advice from these lesson cards. And one flipped. Here it is. Use your wisdom. Yes, thank you. It says here, dedicate yourself to wisdom on this day. Acknowledge one of the greatest truths. And that's one thing we were really tuning into, is this cheating, lying, deception. Well, what's the opposite of deception and lying is truth. So yes, acknowledge one of the greatest truths you've learned, and apply this truth to your life in some way. Your goal, to use your wisdom and feel how powerful it is when taken from thought into form. So yeah, this is literally about you shining your light, speaking the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And because I'm reading here with this little lantern, there's a door on it, but the door isn't closed, in closing this light. The door is open. So, you're set free. That light is set free. So anyone trying to trick or deceive or lie about anything you've got going on, this could even be like higher ups, saying, oh, it's not going to take that long. And then it does take a long time. And then you're just kind of feeling like they're a liar. It could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be as extreme as someone, lying about the work you haven't done or have done, or whatever it is. It could just be someone lying to you about the scope of the time investment or the work or whatever the project might entail. And you're finding out along the way, and you're just kind of like, ugh, really? You couldn't have just told me it's going to take this long? That's rude. Just be upfront with me. Just be honest, be truthful. But whoever is trying to deceive you in any capacity, Getuleka, just know that the light of truth shall be shown in this instance, and you will be coming out on top. You will be getting reward and recognition for your hard work in the grand scheme of things. Let's just see if there's any other words of wisdom or advice from Spirit today to help Getuleka through this full moon and even these next few weeks or so. Energy check. What does she need to know? Yeah. You will be putting this behind you. And we have a big full moon here up in the corner. So this energetically could have already been going on. This may not be future energy like I was kind of reading it. This feels like, this is just stuff you've been dealing with. Maybe people not being very forthcoming, or, you ask them, hey, kind of need this part of the project from you. And they're like, oh yeah, I'll get it. And they never really come through until it's like last minute. And then you kind of don't look great because your part of the project is waiting on their part of the project. If this has already been a thing for you, or you really do notice people, kind of skating around the truth, or even flat out lying to you at work, this is closing out. Because like I said with that Tower card, You're the one closing out or detonating this tower. You're not putting up with it anymore. And as a result of you speaking up, speaking your truth, you will be getting your new beginning. Look at that. Beautiful. And even though there's a big full moon on this card, this is the new moon card. Very funny, isn't that? Very interesting. But it's almost like going from no saturation, very dark energy, to very light, clear, beautiful, sunny energy. And we've got the number 2 there as well. So you might be seeing a lot of 22, 222. That'll let you know or indicate you're on the right track. Okay, I feel like we want one more. Word of advice or wisdom on Gitaleka through this full moon going on through the next few weeks or so. Personal, work, whatever needs to come through, Spirit. Here it is, dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. So you might be having some prominent dreams. And very interesting, they're showing me too that you might be able to work out a lot of this deceptive energy in your dream state. So if you're having a lot of dreams about work or about things going on that people are deceiving you in your dreams, just know that that's actually a really good sign that you don't have to actually experience that at work or in your waking hours because it's happening in your dream state instead. Very interesting. Yeah. But sometimes when we have bad dreams, we wake up and then the whole day just feels kind of off. We feel like, oh, that yucky dream energy I had last night. I mean, it's just following me through the day. So it's all about finding that balance. We did have that 2 of Pentacles here, finding that balance between, what's real, what's not real. Are people lying? Are they telling the truth? And just really tuning into that. But your dreams can really help you through any challenges as well. Yeah, let's see. Anything else that wants to come through, please, Spirit. And we have your creation. And I just heard you create your own reality. So let's see. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. Yes. So doing something creative, whether that's at work or at home on your free time, doing something creative that's very relaxing, very calming. And maybe even if you can be near water or have like water sounds, like river or ocean waves or something while you are in the creative state can really, really benefit you over this full moon and even the next few weeks. Okay, Gitaleka? I hope that resonated for you, my dear. Big hugs, best of luck and well wishes for all of this. And I think, just because, this could quite possibly be coming up for you, just you knowing this is a possibility for you, you can actually maybe circumvent or, have this not happen at all because you are like quick on the uptake and you've shown up and just basically detonating that tower before anything can really get started or calling someone out that is lying to you. Of course, you can do it in a very polite and firm way without yelling at them or calling them names, which I know is not your vibe at all anyway. So I didn't even need to say that. But, just being very polite, even if these people don't deserve it or they aren't giving you that same, token, just you being very polite and speaking your truth is really going to go a long way. And maybe you can avoid a lot of this stuff just by showing up as that true, authentic light that you are. Big hugs, lots of love. Oh, Amber just donated. All right, let me just see if she has her question there. So I'm going to put these cards away and we'll get right into it. And after Amber's reading, that is the last reading I have. So anyone looking to get their question answered today can donate. Otherwise, we'll be closing out right after Amber. Last but not least, quite possibly. Okay. There we go. Okay, so she has her question over on PayPal. So I'm getting messages ranging from my Kundalini awakening, karma balancing, inner child and transformation, codependency, and so much more since the last 2 to 3 days. So please, some clarity and more details about these would be great. Thank you very much. You are so welcome. Let's tune in for Amber. She's getting messages from Kundalini awakening, karma balancing, inner child and transformation, codependency, and more these last 2 or 3 days. What does she need to know about all this? Or can you confirm, validate? Words of wisdom, advice, clarity? Ooh, yes, there's that out of balance kind of energy. And I really do feel this has to do with past karma. But here's some good news. They're giving me like a good energy, a good vibe about you finding that balance and gaining some traction in your personal endeavors. The things that you want to experience in life, you're going to be able to gain some traction because of all this healing and, releasing that you have been doing. Not to say you don't have to release and heal anymore. We always have more work to do. But just that much, as much as you've already done, you're clearing the way for new energy to come in. And it feels very, very good to me. Let's just see what else she needs to know. Yes, look at this. It feels so good. And like I was saying, your personal endeavors. So there's soulmate energy. Doesn't necessarily have to be, romantic soulmate. This could be soul sister, soul brother kind of energy. Just soulmate energy. It feels good having a deep connection with someone, either in person or online, that you can really vibe with. And also the Page of Cups, which is all about finding that creative spark, finding time for your creative endeavors, about finding that mix and that balance between really taking care of your inner child by doing these beautiful creative endeavors and pursuits. Even if you don't know, with like paintings or something, like who's going to buy these, how am I going to sell them, that's not what you really need to worry about at all right now. It's just about worrying about having the fun and playing. And yes, he is painting something very cute. So this is about also fun surprises that would just completely be out of nowhere. These aren't bad surprises. These are fun surprises. And to me, this feels, again, like karmically speaking, you are being put in this timeline where you're reaping a lot of that past good karma that, has been kind of evading you maybe for a little bit. Yeah, paint more. Because even if, you don't sell that painting right away, just the time and effort you're putting into something creative, you might get some other creative ideas or downloads of information while in this creative flow state. It is such a powerful thing for us to do. Even just painting something, or, one thing I used to like to do as well too would be like planning. Let's see, do I have one? Let me get it. I don't know if I have the one I'm looking for, but this was fun. This might be the one that I totally dropped the ball and did nothing in. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I've done that before where I buy these beautiful planners and then literally they sit empty and nothing happens. But other times, no, I think my other planner, let's see, is this a notebook? But I would use like stickers and do fun layouts, use washi tape, things like this. And it was so fun. Like I had so much fun doing it. So something like this, where you can just get creative with your time and even planning things out, having a calendar, and maybe even also the reason they want me to talk about an agenda or a schedule here too would quite possibly be, 2018. Yeah, I dropped the ball there. Would be to schedule in time where you're actually being creative. Write it on your planner or in your phone, calendar app or whatever. Schedule time to be creative. And, it could also be something you do with your daughter, schedule time to where you're both sitting down at the kitchen table or wherever you create. And, she's working on her creative project, you're working on yours, and, there's back and forth talking and laughing. And it's just a fun time to connect, not just to your own creative and inner child, but also with your daughter. It's beautiful. Oh, she asked you to do that last night. See, this would be something very therapeutic for both of you and very just high vibe and fun, very exciting stuff. Oh, you love doing that, Michelle? I love it too. Where is that? Oh, there it is. I found it. Let me show you. I knew it was somewhere in here. Where? I never know. Okay. So we got this one. I don't even remember what year. 2017, 2019. I don't know. Oh, gosh. 2015. I was way off. But yeah. Okay. So there's one. But like I went all out some weeks. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Very fun. But yeah, this was like what is this, June, I think? Oh, July. Yeah, I went on, this was the week that, the Minions movie came out. So I went all crazy with Minion stickers for the week. So fun. Oh my gosh, I miss doing this, but like, I just don't make enough time to do this stuff. I need to make more time. This was kind of a, like, I don't know, inner child kind of vibe with the clowns there. They're not creepy clowns, they're cute clowns. I don't know. But that would just maybe be something fun to do. Let's see. Page won't turn. Yeah, just fun stuff. And this is an Erin Condren planner, if you're wondering. And so was the one I dropped the ball on. And I haven't bought one since 2018 because I said, unless I'm serious about it, I'm not allowing myself to buy it. Your daughter will take over that stuff, right? My kids loved it. They would make their own sticker books and stuff while I would do mine, and it'd be a fun thing. Maybe I should get back into it. It was fun. But yeah, something creative, something fun. Let's just see what else comes up with all of this stuff that's been showing up for Amber. Yeah, Five of Swords. This to me does feel like that past life stuff coming up that maybe didn't feel like great karma. And I think you're really bridging the gap between paying off a lot of that past karma in your past. So like I hear this sometimes, and I just heard it. The rest of your life will be the best of your life. So you spent a lot of your early years and up till now, Amber. Yeah, you can absolutely donate. We're still here. We're here for it. You spent a lot of your early years paying back a lot of that more negative past karma. And now a lot of the good karma is starting to roll in. That's really how I'm reading this. Let's get some insight on that Kundalini awakening as I drop some cards, but I think those are them. Yep, absolutely. Past life. There it is. And then Seven of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. And the very interesting thing about this Kundalini awakening energy going on for you is it has now opened so many new timelines. You can basically create whatever reality you want. Where before maybe you were trying to manifest something or create something and it just wouldn't work no matter how much energy and effort and love and high vibe energy and affirmations and visualizations you did about it. It just wasn't budging. You will find that things have shifted, and now you can experience not just one, not just two, not just three, but multiple different things that you have wanted to experience in life. And there's many timelines available for you now to be able to do that based on past good karma from your past. Wow. Let's just see any words of advice or wisdom on all of these signs that she's been getting, these messages she's been getting about all of that. Yeah, it's like you're breaking that illusion. And it's very interesting that this full moon is wrapped up in the planet of illusion itself, Neptune. It's not an exact conjunction, but they're close enough that it's worth mentioning. And it's like you're screaming back at the illusion to break through the illusion and find that truth. And this can be a card, both illusion and the Seven of Cups kind of confused energy. Sometimes, they both are confusing to us, right? Let's get a clarifier on that illusion. But to me, that's like you're breaking the spell of any illusion you've been under in the past about maybe even specifically ways you have to live your life or, an order of operations as far as I should do this first, then do this, then do this. It's like you're shifting or changing your viewpoint on it. Yes, because you're growing beyond, that version of yourself that you thought you had to be or should be or we're destined to be, whatever it is. But with the 23 here, that's big changes you're making, and you're growing in leaps and bounds. And these new timelines available are available to you because of all this healing and effort that you've put into overcoming and releasing and crying and feeling your feelings. It's really about to pay off in such a big way for you. Yay! That's so good. I know it doesn't always feel good while we're going through it or, trying to figure things out, but that's part of the journey is just bumbling through and just figuring it out as we go. But yeah, there's so many good things to come. It's like pick a starting point and just go. Like that's basically the energy they're giving me is you can create, where those blockages were before. You just pick something and really narrow it down because going back to the schedule, there are only so many hours available in a day or, a month or a week or whatever it is. And prioritizing and scheduling in the things that are really going to help amplify your new beginning. Like that's what you should focus on most. Time for some good payback, right? I'm confused with so much going on with things coming up for healing, right? And it can feel, yeah, you feel drained, crying, crap at times. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I was there for like 3 years straight. Like I felt like it was just one dark night of the soul after another, one big learning and releasing and growing and but like things weren't picking up on the exterior or on the external world. I just felt stuck for 3 years. It just was like churning inside of a washing machine or something. But then eventually something did change, something did shift, something did break wide open that, I'll still go through cycles where I feel like, okay, nothing's really moving forward. And what do I need to examine? Let me feel my feelings. And, we're never ever going to arrive 100% at everything we've ever wanted to do and be. And hence, that's why we incarnate so many times, I think, is to be able to experience all these things. And it's just almost just difficult to experience all in one lifetime. Um, but yeah, you're breaking out of that cycle, I think, very soon. Yeah, you might not be 100% like happy all the time, but you will start noticing major progress. At least that's what these cards are saying here. So that's beautiful. I'm here for it. Yes, stuck. It's such that's probably one of the most difficult feelings as a human is just feeling stuck, almost just out of your own power or powerless in some way. We're like in a prison we built for ourselves or that we feel others have built for us. And really half the battle is realizing that we're not stuck at all. Which I know when we're stuck, we're like, well, yes, I am. Of course I am. I'm stuck. It's like when we realize we're not actually stuck, or at least not as stuck as we thought we were, that's when we can really start gaining that momentum to move out of those ruts or that feeling of being stuck. So big hugs to you. Okay, so we've got Marlene and also Cheyenne have donated. So let's check in for Marlene's reading. Marlene, V, and then Cheyenne. Okay. Sorry, I hadn't checked my list in a hot minute. Let me go to donate. Wait, that's not how you spell it. Donation list. Marlene and then Cheyenne. Okay. There we have it. Marlene, I had a big disagreement with someone close to me. Does Spirit have a higher perspective they can help out with? Yes. Let's figure this out for Marlene. Disagreement with someone close to her. Does Spirit have a higher perspective they can help out with? All right. Disagreement. Does Spirit have a higher perspective? Tuning into Marlene and the person she had this disagreement with. Higher perspective. Okay. Wow. So we have the Emperor here, which, can indicate father or husband type energy. We also have the Six of Wands, which is victory. Even if this isn't your husband or a father figure or, someone you may deem an authority figure in your life, this is you still getting victory or feeling like you're bridging the gap between whatever it is. I tend to keep my feelings in and not tell anyone. Yeah, and this is the thing. I think by telling those feelings, that's going to really benefit you. This is a card of success. This is someone who knows what they want and they're not afraid to take action and get what they want. And there also is a dog here, which really does indicate loyalty. So this is someone you are very loyal to, someone close to you, someone you love very much. But there will be victory. There will be success. After that fight, after that disagreement, whatever it was, yeah, you're gonna find peace between the two of you. Let's just see anything she needs to know, words of wisdom, or just advice, I guess, moving through this energy. Wow, we have Knight of Pentacles, so that also could indicate someone younger or someone who's on a mission, someone who's kind of just starting out in life, or kind of at the beginning or the starting point of some new beginning, some new destiny, something this person is working toward. And it could be you, it could be the other person. Maybe you're working on this thing together. But yeah, it might take a little bit of patience, but you will find that victory, be able to overcome any disagreements or obstacles between the two of you. But both of these are masculine energies, but it doesn't mean that this person has to be, a male to be tuning into their energy. It's just about taking a more masculine approach to this connection as far as, speaking your truth, taking action towards this person, being proactive as far as, telling them what's on your mind, communicating, especially too, if you are the one that, tends to keep your feelings in and not tell anyone. This is maybe just asking you to step out of that comfort zone just a little bit and speak your truth. Yeah, and it might just be that you have been up all night thinking about this, or sleepless nights, or you're dreaming about this is making it into your dreams, or you're just, your mind won't settle down. This is someone who's very anxious about maybe seeing this person again, or talking to this person again, or dipping back into what this argument or disagreement was about again, and having that anxiety, which can then amplify the issue even more. Even if that person has dropped it, when we think of the same thing and we come up with all these scenarios about how bad it could be, or, we could really make that problem much bigger than it even is, just in our own mind. Let's just get a clarifier also on that Nine of Swords. Words of wisdom or advice to overcome this Nine of Swords energy with this person. Wow, we have justice here. So again, we got victory and justice. So, not to say one of you was completely right and the other was completely wrong. I'm sure, with like any disagreement, there's parts of what one person said that were right and parts of what the other person said that were right and also wrong, right? Or at the very least, the other person deems them not correct, or whatever you might call that or consider that. But justice will be served. So, if someone's feelings got hurt or both people's feelings got hurt, I see that coming back into balance. Let's just see any other wisdom, advice, guidance from Marlene with this disagreement with this person close to her. Yeah, you're going to find a new direction forward, especially pairing it up with this justice card. Maybe the way that you were talking to each other before wasn't really working, but maybe you're coming at it from a new direction. And I think you're going to be the one to decide, hey, let's have a new beginning here, or let's, count this as water under the bridge, and moving forward, let's do X, Y, or Z. Or even ask this person, hey, what do you think we should do moving forward, and kind of brainstorm it together. But really, at the heart of this, you're going to overcome this disagreement. So it's basically just a blip on the radar of, your long-term relationship with this person. It's not something I think you're going to be even that worried about in 2 weeks or a month or 2 years from now. It's just going to be like, oh yeah, that thing happened. That wasn't great, but like, we've moved on. We've moved on from it. Anything else Marlene needs to know about this disagreement, please, Spirit? Yeah. And with this Nine of Swords here, we got the Resistance card. With this Nine of Swords here, you might be resisting, or this person also might be resisting, because no one wants to, I won't say no one wants to apologize, but sometimes we don't want to admit, oh yeah, I was wrong, or I shouldn't have said that. But this really is about letting go of that, just like death grip of, I know I'm right, and this person doesn't know what they're talking about, and just releasing and letting that go, and just realizing that maybe this person has a different perspective, or this person realizing, well, maybe Marlene has a different perspective than I do, and just having some compassion and a little bit of empathy, going both ways, for both of you to realize that we don't have to resist whatever the disagreement was anymore. We can face it and then move beyond it. So yeah, again, this is just working through that resistance. But let's see if there's any other wisdom or advice. Get one of these lesson cards from Marlene and this person. Ooh, this one jumped. We have spend the day with God. So this is a day for you to spend with God, a day of prayer, a day of silence. Imagine that your entire world is a sacred chapel. Every inch of your life is filled with grace and the presence of the divine. Your goal, to visualize yourself in the company of heaven every minute of the day. So that could really help. This could be meditating, or just kind of spending the day alone to really gather your thoughts and really feel into what it is that, it really hurt you about this disagreement, or maybe ways that you hurt this other person with your disagreement, or maybe even kind of stepping into their shoes. Like, that's what Spirit, and not just you, Marlene, but this other person, if you could both kind of step into each other's shoes and see it from each other's perspective, you would realize, okay, I kind of see why that person thinks that, but like, they're still wrong, but like, I can kind of see, that all is tied up. But I think just you spending time to really face this anxiety, instead of just allowing yourself to chew on it here and there as you get a free minute, or as you're trying to go to sleep at night, just really spend some time to really try to unpack what happened, if that feels good to you. If it doesn't feel good to you to unpack what happened, and you just want to spend the day, just kind of clearing or releasing what happened, then that's just as valid with this card as well. So yeah, I think you're gonna be able to overcome this. It's not gonna affect your long-term relationship, as far as like being like the straw that broke the camel's back or anything like that. Disagreements happen, and that's just kind of how I see it. Is you'll get over this too. This too shall pass, and you'll be able to overcome it. Makes sense. That's good news. I'm normally easygoing and forgive fast, but this argument feels harder to do that. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where that resistance is coming in, and that anxiety card of the Nine of Swords there. But, just allow yourself if you're still kind of resentful about it, or a little sad, or a little mad, or whatever it is. Just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, and then you can release it and move on after you've done your share of feeling it, right? All right. But yeah, I do see a good outcome here. You had that victory card, you had the Emperor card. Yeah, you're going to definitely be able to, you know, not let this affect the long-term relationship negatively. So, all right. So we have Cheyenne next, which she's already got her question out. And we had another donation come in from Michelle De Leon. So we will get right into that after Cheyenne's question. So Cheyenne says, I'm staying in my current role until the end of September, but will I get a new job that gives me the Ten of Pentacles and also to do my PhD, or does this new job relate to my students and hence I get good money? Okay, let's feel into this. Tuning into Cheyenne's energy with this current role that she's in to the end of September. Will she get a new job that gives her that Ten of Pentacles and also do her PhD, or does this new job relate to her studies and hence I get good money? Oh, I said students before, didn't I? Studies. Gosh. Studies and hence I get more money. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think, okay. So this is what Spirit's really laying out, is the fact that this job is wrapping up is actually going to benefit you a lot. It might make you feel held back as far as being able to have more money, to be able to move and do all these things that I know you want to be able to do, be more self-sufficient and all this stuff. But the PhD program in and of itself is like a full-time job. Like that's how Spirit's showing me. It's going to be a lot of mental investment and time investment specifically. So for you to have that major mental investment and time investment, and then to also have to have a job on top of that. Not to say you can't have a job, but I think if you are getting a job, to me it feels like part-time work or like a seasonal job, something where it's not going to be, your forever job, which I'm sure you already know because you're doing your PhD to get, in the career that you want to be in. And if you're not there yet, obviously you will be once you're on your way with this PhD. But this really does feel like really putting that PhD as your full-time job, and then maybe getting a part-time job, or if you can even swing it. I know not everyone can do this, is where they're going to school and not working. But if you can swing that, I would say that'd be your best bet. But if you can't swing that, you do need some income. You do need, you have bills to pay and all that. I totally get it. And I would just see about finding a part-time job so that you can make your PhD like your full-time job, even though you're the one paying for it and not getting any payment as far as money back out of it right now. Eventually, absolutely, it will be paying you that Ten of Pentacles. That's what I see. And you're so welcome, Marlene. Thanks again for your donation, my dear. Can't qualify for a stipend from government if I work outside of the university. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so let's see about university jobs. Ooh, we got a lot here. Yeah. So to me, this feels like, like a closed circuit. Like this is working on campus. This is absolutely what this is. And then the Ten of Swords, it might feel overwhelming, or like that perfect job for you just isn't coming right away. But this is about taking the money you already have, or the resources or the stipend and all this that you already have, and being very careful or just cautious with how you're spending it until you find that on campus job. And then the Lovers here. This is a big decision you're making, but to me this feels like a decision you're very happy with. So I think eventually you will find a job on campus if that's what you're wanting to do to get this stipend and everything. From the government if you work outside the university. Yeah. So you may be kind of between jobs for a minute. That's what this does indicate. but you will make a decision that will lead you just by being smart with your finances and your time. This is also, one of our biggest currencies really is our time, where we're spending our time, where we're putting our effort. So specifically with this combination, you might be, unemployed for a minute, as far as, or you're taking a job on campus that doesn't quite feel right, but you're taking the job until you find a job that does feel right, if that makes sense, just so you can get that stipend and be able to still pay your bills and keep a job and all of that stuff. Let's just see if there's any advice or wisdom for Cheyenne in this job hunt for a job as she's still also doing this PhD. Okay, wow. Yeah, this is working together. And woo, High Priestess. So this is about using your intuition to guide you. Maybe even working with other students or collaborating, maybe even like a study group where you're really maximizing your study time and that investment, that devotion that you're putting toward your PhD and working with other people. Or maybe you guys are working together and finding a way to where campus is sponsoring a job for you guys or paying you for your efforts, something like this. It sounds very interesting how this is playing out. But when you do find a job on campus that is a better fit for you than maybe possibly one that you have to take just to get the ball rolling as far as income goes, it feels like one that you're really working towards something. Yeah, I don't think we could move out of home just yet. Yeah, especially with this, setback. I won't say it's a setback, but it kind of feels energetically like a setback. But really, it's almost like you're pulling the bow back, the bow back to be able to release the arrow. If we were to just keep the arrow where it is, it's just going to fall right to the ground. Sometimes we kind of have to have that setback or pull back as far as you getting into your PhD and getting established with that and working on campus and maybe not bringing in as much money as you were when this PhD wasn't like full-time job. And that will probably look like staying at home longer. But in the long term, the grand scheme, you're not having a setback. You're setting yourself up for success for the future. So it's almost like you're putting your money, your time, your effort, your attention, your dream life into kind of a savings account that you have to have a little bit of patience on. It's very Seven of Pentacles energy, very Knight of Pentacles energy as well. Gotta go and run some errands. Lots of love to everyone. Thank you, Amanda and Spirit, for the awesome reading. I'm claiming all of it. See you next week. Bye, Amber. Have a good one. Hello, Heather. Welcome, my dear. Yeah, let's just see. As far as moving out. Yeah, we got the King of Wands here, which is like father energy. So I think he's going to be able to help you out, whether that looks like you living at home longer and not having like a rent payment, because, especially really devoting yourself to this PhD, you're going to have less time to earn more money. You support your dad. Okay, so maybe this is you supporting your dad through this, if that makes sense. So you guys are living together, working together to make everything happen. Let's just see if there's anything that he can contribute. Because I think it came out in your reading. It might have been Vicky's, but I'm pretty sure it was yours. That he was going to be helping you out, where maybe before and right now you're helping him out. Somehow, some way in the future, he's going to be helping you out. So let's see. All right. Yeah, Five of Cups. So it might almost feel like a burden for you for a while. And maybe it already has, and then you kind of beat yourself up like, oh, that's not fair. He raised me, and, all the things that go through our heads. But you're going to find a way to shift focus from all the things you're missing out on to really focus or hone in on something that is going to bring you joy and upliftment and forward momentum. But I really do see that this is going to be something, I don't know, he either gets a job or gets some sort of income. I know like in the US, we have something called like Social Security. And of course, I don't know how old your father is, but at a certain age, there's either like a retirement or a Social Security or something like this, where even if they're not working, they are getting an income based on past work that they put in. I don't know if Ireland has something like that. Let's just see anything else Cheyenne needs to know about finances, about moving, about jobs, about, all of it. Yeah, Eight of Wands. So things are going to be shifting quickly. So that was the Ten of Pentacles down the line out of curiosity. Yeah, I really am reading. No, you're good. I'm glad you asked that so I could clarify that for you. Yeah, I definitely see the PhD program and you really focusing, making that your full-time job and knowing, kind of putting your dreams and everything on the back burner or in that kind of savings account as your Ten of Pentacles, eventually pulling the bow back. And then when the time is right, a couple years down the road or however long this PhD is, you being able to project yourself forward. And that really is that Ten of Pentacles energy. But just the fact that you have recently, come into this PhD program, it did show up in your reading as a Ten of Pentacles because it's something that's going to grow financially or as an investment over time. It's not something that's going to pay off tomorrow or the next day, but you're getting benefit and you're putting your time, your effort, your attention into it the whole time that you're in it so that it will kind of pay you back. You're paying in now so that it will pay you back. Do I have to fund myself until I get a stipend? I will ask that one. But yeah, things are shifting quickly. This feels like maybe a little stressful, a little chaotic kind of energy because there's like a tornado right behind her, but she's got a handle. She's going to figure it out. Let's just see if Cheyenne does need to fund herself until she gets that stipend. I think though with the Ten of Swords we got earlier is you may feel very stressed or very interesting. I said stressed and then I looked over here at my calendar. It says, I realize that stress is only fear. I now release all fears. So there might be a minute or a couple weeks or a couple months where you really do feel stretched to your limit because you're working a job, you're working your PhD, you're taking care of family. It feels very stressful, very burdensome. But at the same time, that's not going to last forever. That very overwhelmed feeling, that's not going to last forever. And then we have the Five of Swords here. So it really does feel, this sense of resentment or, man, why can't other people just pay their own stuff so I can pay my own stuff? And, there is an element of that you're kind of worrying about or thinking about or stressing about a little bit. But let's just see as far as kind of short term between now and when this stipend is approved for Cheyenne, will she have to be working or funding her own way or funding herself until she gets that stipend? What does she need to know about that, please, Spirit? This one and this one. Okay. Ooh. Yes, things are gonna be shaking out in a good way. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy or unstressful because there is this element of stress already involved, I would say, in a PhD program. But then you have the added, bonus of needing to maybe work for a bit while you are waiting on that stipend and, supporting your father and all these things. But we do have the Page of Pentacles here. So this is a new opportunity coming in that you will be able to, bridge the gap between now and the stipend, either with a job on campus or money somehow coming in, like a wish coming true, somehow, some way. That maybe you're thinking right now, well, how else could money come in other than me just working for it? Like, I don't understand. But where there's a will, there's a way. There will be money coming in, or the rules shift to where you can do certain things. I don't know. Something's working out long term for you, but maybe in the short term, you have a new beginning where you might be, working a little more than you're comfortable with on top of this, taking care of your father, on top of the PhD program. And really, it's going to come down to you kind of biting the bullet a little bit as far as, just having maybe a couple weeks to a couple months of stressful time ahead, but it's going to even out. And maybe there are some conversations that need to be had as far as talking to your father about him needing to kind of take care of himself a little bit because you're already stretched to the max, not just with your time. As far as PhD is going to take a lot of time investment, but also mental investment. And, you're not going to have a lot of time and mental capacity to go work another full-time job and, pay all the bills and take care of everybody. So other people are either going to have to step up or step out, really, is kind of the energy coming in here. Let's get a lesson card real quick. Just all these worries, all these stresses, this kind of whirlwind energy that Cheyenne is feeling. Definitely angry at my dad. I can't look at him really. He never thanks us. That's got to be very hard, very difficult. So big hugs to you. Big, big hugs. And yeah, it's just about speaking your truth and maybe maybe he just expects this, and he needs to understand that this is a privilege, not a right, that you are even still living there and taking care of him and paying for things. When, especially if he's ungrateful towards it, it makes you very resentful that he just expects it rather than is grateful. That's very, very hard energy to be in. We have here, use your wisdom. So, wow, beautiful. We got this also for Gitaleka, but it says, dedicate yourself to wisdom on this day. Acknowledge one of the greatest truths you've learned and apply this truth to your life in some way. Your goal, to use your wisdom and feel how powerful it is when taken from thought into form. So this is really taking those thoughts that you have and taking action on them. These plans that you might have in your head or these ideas that you have in your head, and then taking action on them. And, they're almost showing me too, like a possibility where maybe you and Vicky get together and just say, we're done. Enough's enough. We feel taken advantage of and we're leaving. So you either figure it out or you don't, but we are taking ourselves out of the equation. Like that could be kind of a coming to a head, or, crap hitting the fan, metaphorically speaking, to where enough's enough on your end and you decide to step out and just take care of yourselves, which really at your age should be all that you have to take care of is yourselves. You didn't create children that you then take care of yet, right? It shouldn't be your responsibility this early in life to have to take care of him as well. Although you have, which I totally commend that. Like that's very noble. But if he's able to get a job or some sort of income and he's choosing not to, that's very hurtful to you, that you just feel taken advantage of. Like, I totally understand your feelings on that. That can't be easy. But yeah, maybe you and Vicky just talk to each other and, feel out what's best for both of you, because, I really do see you two as people you can really rely on and lean on together always, once and forever, like always. And yeah, and you guys, and there's safety in numbers, and the two of you decide to make a move together, that's going to be more powerful than just one of you trying to move out or make a move or do something kind of against what the rest of the family would deem the right move, right? Especially because they're benefiting from you being there and paying for things. It's not fair. It really isn't. So big hugs to you, Cheyenne. I'm wishing you just very calm waters ahead. I know just hearing the word stress and more piling on is probably not what you want to hear right now. But remember, I realize that stress is only fear. I now release all fears. So again, facing reality. Your reality is maybe things are going to be very busy for the near future, but they're not going to stay that way. And it's all about you doing what's best for you. And what's best for you might look like moving out. It really might. But, really do that soul searching, and in these really stressful times that are coming up or that you're already going through, just breathe, just meditate, just tune in, do things that bring you joy and happiness, even if that's watching your favorite TV show or going for a walk in nature, whatever it looks like. Take care of you. Big hugs. Big hugs. Big hugs to you, Cheyenne. I'm so sorry you're going through all that. All right, Michelle De Leon, let's get into your question, my dear. I'm going to take a drink of water. Hello, Ethan. Welcome. All right, Michelle's question. I'm going to shuffle, clear the deck, clear the energies. Tune into Michelle's question and her energy. All right. What we got going on? Hello. All right. Starting to get warm. Although it's not that warm out today. I'm here for it, though. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for fall. Do me and Aaron have any past lives where we were together? Let's feel into it. All right. Michelle's energy and Aaron's energy. Let's tune in. Any past lives together? Woo. Wow. Lots of them. Let's just put it out there. Lots of them. One where you left very early. Like you died before life could really begin. Oh, thank you. It's so funny. I've had this shirt for so long. I wore it to my 10-year high school reunion like 12 years ago. So I've had it a very long time. But yeah, this is one where you left very early. Oh, so sad. Okay. They're showing me that you were his mom, in the life that they're trying to show. You were his mother in that life, and you died when he was 3 years old. Aw. Let's see what else Michelle needs to know about this life. Why are you showing us this life? A lot of times I'm like just assuming that they're gonna show us a life where you were like lovers, right? Not so much this time. Hello, Florence. Welcome. I know I do that sometimes, Michelle, with the clothes. Oh, yeah. So this makes a lot of sense, with him just being so forthcoming with, all these lovely things that he wants, and then he pulls back energetically. The reason they're showing this specific past life where you were his mother and passed away when he was 3, um, is to show, there is a lot of karma between you. There's a lot of other lives that we could even tune into as well. Um, and I'm not saying this is a karmic relationship, but as a soulmate, we accrue a lot of karma with soulmates because they're the ones we go from life to life to life with. Um, so there is some karma you guys are offloading or reaping in this life. Doesn't always have to be bad though. We hear the word karma and it's like dun dun dun. Karma doesn't always have to be bad, and really, in your case, not to say everything's perfect, but there might be some bad karma that's coming back full circle. So I'm gonna close this. The dog. There was a magpie trying to like climb in my screen of my window, or the edge of my window, I should say, before the live started. So I opened it to scare him off because he was like really digging at my house. I'm like, get out of here. He's trying to get in, but I really do see that there's also a lot of really good karma coming in. But yeah, there's a lot, and I don't think you guys bit off more than you could chew in this life as far as like bad karma you got to repay to each other. I do see a lot of good stuff as well. But in that past life, let's just see if there's anything else about that life. Maybe even how it affected Aaron, because you left when he was 3 years old. Um, wow, yeah, yeah. This is very interesting because these are kind of very opposite energies. So really, he was all over the board as far as leading a spiritual life, but he started out, as a very young child. They're showing that his father was actually an alcoholic in that life. Your husband, that you died, the husband to deal with your loss and raising not just not just Aaron as a 3-year-old little boy, but also another son who was 5 when you died. So he's raising 2 sons and is he's left behind, and he deals with it by drinking. And so there was some abuse and neglect from the father after you died for Aaron and his brother, who was a couple years older. But that actually did set the stage for him to have a more spiritual connection and realize in that life that he didn't want to be an alcoholic. He didn't want to hurt his kids or yell at his kids or whatever it was. Um, that he wanted a loving relationship with the people in his life. So him losing such a beautiful, positive influence in his life as such a young child, it did scar him because he knew what he was missing. Like the rest of his life, he knew what he was missing. But at the same time, just that 3 years that you were with him really did impact his life, for him to overcome the raising he had with his father and really lead a beautiful life and not be, a carbon copy of his father. He really rose above that, and so I think let's see how that all ties into this life. Wow, did not expect that at all. None of it. Aw. So he's getting his wish if he so chooses to accept the mission to be able to spend a lot more than just 3 years with you, if he so chooses to do that. And yeah, and this combination together is very beautiful, I might add. This is a lot of good karma coming back. So we have that. That's good. That is awesome. So yeah, let's just see, because we've tuned in that past life, let's just see if there's any lesson or wisdom as far as moving forward in the relationship with Michelle and Aaron. That's way too many. Thank you, though. All right, here it is. Okay, so we have here, be mindful. Oh my God, Michelle, remember on Wednesday, I was talking about the tug of war with the rope? Stop it. I have chills. Remember what we were talking about? Oh my god. Do you remember? I remember. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna read it because I'm just like speechless for words right now. So today's lesson: name one person with whom you have a power conflict, and write. We were talking about like control and power. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Okay, so and write an extensive description of the nature of that struggle without assigning blame. Only describe your own issues, your goal to become mindful that remaining in a conflict is a choice. So, yeah, this is about speaking your truth. Yeah, and you were also talking about a different job thing. Remember the new opportunity thing? Yeah, that's right. Oh my goodness, it's all coming full circle. But really, the key to this one here is communicating and deciding to speak your truth and not holding it back. Because remember, when we hold back, we allow that person to take a little bit more of that rope. And by the time we finally can speak up, they've got all the rope and we're out. So it's just about being clear and communicating when you don't agree with what he's talking about or doing or wanting you to do or whatever it is. Wow, that's powerful. Wow. All right, Florence, thanks again for your donation. Let me just see my list here. Okay, so we had a couple. We have one card also from Vicky. So let's get one more word of advice or wisdom for Michelle. Okay, two more. Two have fallen, so we will take them both. Come on. Get them put back. Okay, so we have here advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. So, new opportunity, advancing, taking things to the next level. That's all indicated here. But we also have freedom, which is kind of the opposite of this energy. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. So, advancement and freedom. So, you're going to be advancing in this relationship with a sense of freedom rather than feeling any big sort of control. And again, this is going to be by you speaking your truth and letting him know, hey, this is where I stand. And I don't want to wear that shirt to Disneyland. I'm wearing this shirt to Disneyland, whatever it is. Yeah. So I see things moving forward beautifully and you having this sense of your own freedom while still also being involved with Aaron. So yay. Oh my goodness, though. This like blew my mind. I didn't even realize I never know or remember exactly what cards have what pictures and what decks those said pictures are in. And like, wow, that came out. I can't believe it. Just like a 1 in probably 44 chance that would have come out at all. Even if I did remember that card was in there. Wow. That's crazy. I know that was crazy. Yes, it was. Wow. All right, Florence. So go ahead and post your question, Florence, and we'll get right into it for you. And then we have a donation coming in also from Vicky, one card read. All right, so donation list. I will update here as we get Florence's question. Florence B, and then Vicky Downey. One card. Okay. And there we have it. So anyone else looking to get your question answered today, you can donate anytime now and get yourself on the list. It's a very short list. Oh, your question's on PayPal. Cool. Well, I will get into that right after Florence's. Thanks for letting me know that, Vicky. Yeah, so we will have a very short wait, really. We're cooking right on through. Otherwise, when if we run out of donations, Vicky might be our last one, and we'll wrap it up. Either way, we had fun. I had fun today already. But then you guys know I always have fun, and then I don't want to leave, and then I just chit chat for like extra time. This is how it rolls with me. All right. So Florence can post her question, and we'll get right into it. And then Vicky's question's already on PayPal, which is cool. Make sure I have that queued up so we can access that when the time is right. Okay, so that'll be ready when Florence's question is over. And I have these timestamps I gotta post. I can't forget to do that. Wish there was a way I could like create a comment on this video. there is, just not from my like back end YouTube studio part of this. So maybe if I log on to my, oh, I gotta go to the right account, the Done Creative Live, not the Done Creative. Oh, there's my video. Okay, cool. Nope, we don't need the ad playing. Okay, let's close that out. See if we can comment. Sometimes you can comment on videos while they're live. I don't really see a way to do that though. Darn. I was just gonna put the timestamp right now while we're waiting for Florence's question since it was on my mind and I remembered. That's okay though. I will just try very hard to remind myself. I'd say 9 times out of 10 I remember to post the timestamps, but then there's that one off time. Vicky and Cheyenne usually understand though when I forget, or they'll go find it themselves, which I appreciate, and I'm sorry, I sometimes will forget the timestamp. I write it down in the moment, but then I forget when the live's over to post it because I'm either gonna go watch a show or go to bed or go eat or do something. All right, Florence, go ahead and post your question, and we'll get right into it. Yeah, I can do whatever question you have, within reason, I guess. And then or you can just leave it up to whatever comes through. We can do it however you want. All right. All right. I'm not seeing her question come through. I'll give her maybe like 10 to 15 more seconds and then we'll move on to Vicky. And then we can pick up Florence's question after Vicky's because she's just got a 1 card anyway, so it won't take that long. Just want to keep the live stream flowing, keep it moving forward. Okay, so I think we will real quick dip into Vicky's reading while we wait. So Florence, at any point, you can go ahead and post your question, and then we'll get right into it after Vicky's reading here. Just so I can keep the chat flowing, keep the readings flowing. Okay, so Vicky wants to know, can I please have a 1 card reading regarding a new job after February 2023, as my contract will end that month. Currently working full-time and studying full-time, and it's difficulty to balance. And I can see that would probably be very hard. Thank you as always. Okay, 1 card reading regarding a new job after February 2023. Ooh, I like it. We got the Strength card. These 2 also want to come out. So let's paint a picture. So this is regarding your job, a new job after February 2023. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. No, you're fine, Florence. Go ahead and post your question. We have a 1 card read I'm doing right now for Vicky, and then we'll get right into your question right after that. So this shouldn't take maybe 5 minutes or less, really. So Strength. So this is about you leaning and knowing, leaning on your own higher self and knowing that you will find something to support yourself, because when we show up energetically for something, it will come to us. Whatever we're searching or needing will come to us. So you will be able to find a new job. And, as long as you stay out of your head, I think you're going to find it relatively quickly. Or maybe even have something lined up before you leave the job contract. So if you start looking maybe, I don't know, like late December, early July. Oh my gosh. July has come and gone, Amanda. January is the word I meant to say. Between late December or even mid-December, if you feel so inclined, and early January, and just start kind of putting your feelers out for another job, I think you might just be able to line up another job before your current contract ends. As far as keeping the balance, we might tune into that just a minute too, but with this devil energy, this is about temptation or just maybe even procrastination, just deciding, oh, I'll do that later. Like that's the vibe I'm getting with this. But really relying on your intuition to let you know what you need to do, when you need to do it, how much you need to do, and maybe even deciding if you have some money saved up to be able to take a bit of a break so that you can focus on your studies if that feels comfortable to you. But if you're someone who's like, no, I got bills, I got to figure this out, then I would say, look and really line things up instead of starting to look as that contract is running out, that procrastination we were talking about. Start to look a little earlier than maybe you even think you need to line that new job up if that's what you want to do, is to remain employed and not have a gap in your employment. But utilizing your intuition, or even, connecting to your guides, this is a very spiritual card. Connecting to your guides, your mom, your angels, all those people, your own higher self, and just saying, I'm ready for a new job. I'm ready for that new contract to come in. Please line it up, spirit. I will be, searching. I will be putting my effort in. Please line it up for me. And they will. They really will. They will work to line this up for you. But let's just see if there's any um, words of advice or wisdom for Vicky about being able to balance her work and her school, because that has to be very difficult. Okay, well, we have here accept life's challenges, which this is one of life's challenges. Look at that. But it says here, reflect on the things you've been called upon to endure in this lifetime. And when we're called upon something to endure, when we're enduring something, it's not like we're excited to be there. It's not fun for us. We're enduring it, meaning we're putting up with it, or we know that this too shall pass. But it says, reflect on the things that you've been called upon to endure in this lifetime. Remember that we're all presented with obstacles as a way of helping us grow spiritually and serve God. Your goal to examine the challenges in your life and make peace with them. Okay. So yeah, maybe just make peace with the fact that this season of life is very unbalanced, or it's hard to balance, and it is very busy. And I know, your sister is dealing with a similar energy of, at least coming up, going to be very busy. Sometimes busy can also indicate being stressed and not having time to slow down and just take care of ourselves. So I made it a point for her to be able to do things she enjoys, take care of herself. And I really would give the same advice to you as well. And one of the ways you can really lean on or rely on yourself even more is to break some bad habits, or break some negative habits that might be making your life a little harder than it needs to be. Staying up too late, and then you have to get up early, and you're just like, man, I should have went to bed earlier last night. Just kind of giving yourself a bedtime, or sticking to some sort of routine that, even if you don't feel like doing it in the moment, it's going to benefit you. Like for me, that's just moving my body, exercising, because just the added benefit of those endorphins that are coming in as we move our bodies, that can really keep us out of stress and depression. So even if you're like, I'm already busy enough, I don't need to add more stuff to my list, sometimes just finding the balance means we are going a little out of balance, but we need to do those things that we know are going to help us take care of ourselves. So I would prioritize, of course, your studies and, of course, your job, but also prioritize taking time to take care of yourself and get the proper rest, proper nutrition, and even having days where you just allow yourself to do nothing. Take a day off, or go out with friends, or just do whatever your heart calls for you to do, because downtime is just as important, if not sometimes more important, than being on all the time. So big hugs, Vicky. You're going to get through this, and I do see you being able to line up that job. As long as you don't procrastinate on it and wait till the last minute to line something up, you should be able to go from one job contract right into something else without having to skip a paycheck. I really do see you being able to do that. And the good news is you have time to prepare for that. It's not like next week or anything. So you should be just fine. I really do see that. So big hugs. You got this. All right. Thanks again for your donation, Vicky. All right. Now, Florence, let's get to you, my dear. Your question is, what are the biggest changes that are coming my way? What should I focus on next month? Okay, let's find out. Biggest changes coming Florence's way, and what she should focus on next month. Okay. Biggest changes coming Florence's way. Tuning into Florence's energy. All right. Wow, this is beautiful. There's a big transformation coming to you after a time of being able to spend time alone or do some sort of soul searching, just taking a break, taking time off quite possibly as well, or just taking more time for your spiritual needs, your mental and emotional needs, physical needs. I'm really seeing like Four of Swords energy tied up with this one as well. So just taking care of yourself, self-love, self-care. So big transformations are coming as you make a wish, or you have some sort of intention that you're setting. Intention setting is very important, because a lot of times if we don't have a goal or an idea of where we're going, we just kind of sometimes can feel tossed to the waves of life. So what this is really indicating is to get really, present with yourself, and especially alone. Because a lot of times when we have other people around, even if they're leaving us alone to do our own thing, like our auras are mixing or our energies are mixing, and we pick up on what they would like to do, and energetically speaking. So if you can be alone, even if it's just, a couple hours or even 20 minutes, if you can only swing 20 minutes to really tune into yourself and ask yourself, what is it I want to experience, over this next month or a year or whatever? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What are my ambitions? Because when we can kind of pinpoint what it is we want to do, then we can set an intention that, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I don't know exactly how I'm getting to that like main goal I have, but what I'm going to do is break it down into action steps. So it's about maybe taking a bit of time off before you do hit the ground running with action, which makes sense this month. We've got lots of retrogrades going on basically till January. But this month specifically, now that Mercury went retrograde this today, right now, Mercury went retrograde. We now have 6 planets in retrograde. So it's going to be a lot of internal reflection and kind of redo energy or start over a little bit. Yeah, I really am picking up a lot of going on for you the next couple months as far as really tuning into yourself, setting those intentions, and being able to go in a direction that feels very fulfilling to you. But it's going to come after a time of reflection, of maybe just rest, rejuvenation, just reevaluation, even. Beautiful. But let's just see these next couple months. What does she need to know? Major changes, transformations going on for her. Yeah, 9 of Wands. So this to me feels like there's some sort of project or endeavor or relationship or something that you're very passionate about working on or working toward, and you're putting a lot of effort, a lot of focus into that thing. This could even look like you learning a new job, a new skill, quite possibly a hobby. Because here she is practicing. I always call this my Olympic athlete card. They practice more than anybody, and they become like literal experts and like, I won't say perfect, but they become the best in what they do. So there might be something you're just really going all in on. It could be a relationship, could be, they really tell me not to narrow it down to just a relationship or just a project. It's multiple things going on in your life that you're really honing your skill, perfecting your craft as much as we can ever be perfect, right? But you're really intending, setting those intentions and putting your effort into things. And you're really going to see that pay off because, all that blood, sweat, and tears that those Olympics or Olympians put into their craft, they can have worldwide recognition. And the star is a card of recognition, like with the masses, like having something go viral, or a lot of people recognizing you or rewarding you for your amazingness. I really see as quite possibly with this combination here. Let's just see what else is coming for Florence, please. Anything else she needs to know over these next few months? Big changes? Yeah, you might be shifting direction. And it might come again after this time of reflection and just kind of figuring out, what do I want to do? And like I was saying, you might be picking up a new skill, a new hobby, a new something you're really putting that effort into. And we got the number 12 here. So it could even be like creative, or you're finding creative solutions to past problems or maybe even current problems, finding creative solutions to go in a new direction. Or if before it felt like your life was just one big circle and you're like, I want to get off this cul-de-sac or this roundabout. I want to get off of this. I want to try something new. But then you get out on the road and then it's like a detour and then a detour and you're like, well, I want to go over there. This to me feels like a straight shot. You are really finding, by setting those intentions and really getting crystal clear on what you want to do, and trying to find those baby steps to take you, what is my next step? What is my next step? What is my next action? That's really going to take you or propel you in that direction that you're wanting to go. Again, finding creative solutions, or maybe even finding a new creative direction that you're taking your life. Oh, let's see. Let's go here. This is fun. I feel like a lot of new energies coming in for you. Stuff that you're just excited about. Yeah, look at this. We've got wisdom and surrender. Wow. But again, with that surrender, that is a very hermit energy. Look at that. Very hermit energy. And I'm almost reading this kind of like, I don't know, cosmos or like galaxy kind of energy behind him is like and this one too. I'm really reading that like spirit guides, like spirit energy is really lending you at this time to surrender so that you can take action, because the number 26 adds up to 8, which is about life purpose. It's about taking action. It's about financial income. It's about finally being able to move forward in life, especially after that kind of circle energy I was really picking up earlier for you. Yeah, and just being able to surrender to the fact that right now I'm not quite in the direction I want to go, but if I can surrender to this moment and really take stock in what I'm doing, where I've been, where I want to go, that's going to help propel me forward. And you're coming at it from a place of wisdom. Again, those guides are giving you that wisdom, and your own higher self is bringing you this wisdom to be able to move forward. And we have the master number 22 there. So there might be signs, symbols, synchronicities of the number 22 coming to you on license plates, on the clock, 222, even just the number 2. You're just going to be seeing it a lot. And that's going to indicate that you really are tuning into your inner wisdom and you are on the right path for yourself. All right, let's get some, let's do one of these lesson cards before we close out Florence's reading. Anything else Florence needs to know? Wisdom, guidance, or clarity? We have clear out the debris. So yeah, sometimes we gotta make room for this new direction, this new energy by getting rid of that old toxic energy or the old items. You know, think of if you want to redecorate your house or say a specific room. It really does lend to be able to declutter or clear out everything you know just isn't coming along for that next chapter or that next journey in that life or that room. But clear out the debris. So today's lesson, engage in psychic cleansing. And this is also a type of psychic cleansing here. Fire is a very purifying energy. So you could even, they're giving me this get a bit of homework for you, Florence, to write down all of the things you want to leave behind and write those down. And then you can, in a safe way, burn them. Either over a candle or in a bonfire outside, of course, being very safe. But write down all the things you want to leave behind or release. But it says, engage in psychic cleansing. How much debris do you carry in your energy field? Debris is generated by irritation, stress, unfinished business, and mental and emotional toxins. It's distracting and disempowering to the healing process. Your goal to release unnecessary thoughts and emotions. And of course, physical clutter is usually a result of like internal or mental clutter or spiritual clutter or emotional clutter of some sort, then becomes physical clutter. So, if you are having, decluttering your home and renovating, that's beautiful. But I really feel like these next few months, you're renovating and decluttering on the inside as well. So it's like you're kind of like that analogy we were having earlier with someone else's reading is having your cake and eating it too. So it's like you're the one front and center for your own inner transformation and external transformation as well. Feels very good. But you really are. This is what you're doing. You're spending these next few months really clearing out that emotional, physical, energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual clutter, all the clutters. You're really facing it and releasing a lot of stuff that's been maybe holding you back or, keeping you in that circle so that you can go in a new direction. Oh, I love how this came together for you, Florence. Thanks again for your donation. I hope that resonated for you. But yeah, this next few months is going to be very forward moving. As long as you are taking time for yourself, taking time to set those intentions, and then going in the direction of said intentions, you're going to be just fine, my dear, because you've got that wish fulfillment card following you. It's following you. So yay! Big hugs to you. What a beautiful reading. Thank you. You are so welcome. Yes, Spirit brought you a beautiful reading. I'm here for it. I'm excited for you. Yeah, I could totally use a reading like that myself. Amazing. All right. So let me just double check that was our last donation. Oh, wow. We have a frost advisory coming in for my town from the weather. Oh, fun times. Frost advisory. All right. I think that is our last donation today. So we're going to close it off here. I'm going to go get some lunch and get ready to go get my kiddos from school and start the weekend off. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Reminder that tomorrow is the full moon, and at the beginning of this live stream right here, I have a full moon collective reading. If you missed that, you can go back and watch that when I end the stream, or you can even just scroll back on the little timer bar and go back to the beginning. I think we started at either the 5 or the 7 minute mark. I finally got to the point and started the reading somewhere in there. If you missed the collective reading about the full moon tomorrow and want to see what's in store for you, your energies would be included in that if you feel so inclined. So they're already included. Go ahead and check it out. Otherwise, I have a couple new readings over on my main channel. Again, because I did take a little bit of a break. I think at one point I was 10 days between uploads, and YouTube's basically like, yeah, she quit. She gave up on us, so we're going to give up on her. So they're not showing my videos to anybody anymore again. So if you feel so inclined to check out some of my more recent readings, you can go ahead and check. The first thing linked in the description below is my main channel, and get some insight into whatever's going on for you over there. Some of my more recent videos, let's see, we have most recently, What's Ahead for You? What's your next chapter? That one was posted yesterday. We also have What Do Others Think of You? And that's sometimes fun to know. I mean, we don't always have to know. And then another one is A Message from Your Future Self. And then, of course, the September Pick a Card. Those are my most four recent. And then What Do You Need to Know Right Now was right before that. You can kind of check back on that. If you want to check out some of my more recent videos, if you haven't been getting notified, if you are a subscriber, yeah, some people are even being unsubscribed to my channel. I think I lost like 20 subscribers in the last couple days, just randomly. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube does a big purge and I'll lose a whole bunch at once. I don't think that's actual people going unsubscribe. Because I've gotten a couple emails last week that people are like, I keep getting unsubscribed from your channel and I swear I didn't do it. And I'm like, I swear I didn't do it. So I don't know if it's just a mess up in the algorithm or I don't know. But if you haven't been seeing my videos, maybe that's why. And you can check that out. But I'm going to go eat some lunch. Thanks again so much, you guys, for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Den Creative Live, probably next Wednesday, making sure I don't have a headache or any other unforeseeable circumstances. I will be back here on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I hope to see you there. I'm thinking for that one, we're going to do a personal one card pull at the very beginning of that live stream for everybody who shows up for the first little bit of the live stream. So get in on that if you feel so inclined, and I hope to see you there. All right, you guys, have a beautiful weekend. Bye.